ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at ILTV.tv and watch from any device. Now, keeping with Monday's memorials, aside from expressing reverence and gratitude for former Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin's years of service to Israel, there were still those who took advantage of their time at the podium to hurl political insults and accusations. So have we really learned the lessons of striving for unity that Rabin is remembered for? Professor Moshe Amirav from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem with the analysis. Professor Amirav, it is a pleasure to have you back with us here in the studio. Now, you listened to the speeches yesterday at the Knesset, I'm sure. Do you think that they were in keeping with Rabin's spirit?
I think if he could say something, he would say, leave up all the words, the big words. We are struggling right now for peace, and this is what I was struggling all my life. And I think this is the main heritage that we have. He was one of the leaders who really brought us very, very near to peace, and he was assassinated because of that. So if I have to, as a professor in the university, when I teach about the political situation and how Israelis are getting into the mood of, okay, that's like black and white. I mean, it's either you are with us or you are against us. If you are against us, we will kill you. And this is what they did. This is exactly what happened. It was an assassination on a political issue that is still here in the air. If you look at what's going on in Israel, we can have another assassination here. We are very close to it. I say it everywhere. And if you ask me if we learned anything of this event, I think it's that we have to speak with each other on a different level. We are brothers. And we, all of us, left and right, we want peace in this country. If I have to say it, and I say it many times, it's after I was, and you know, I was participating in 4 wars, and I was wounded in one. And my son was participating in 2 wars, and he was wounded in one. So it's not only a personal thing, it's also as an academician. I look at what's happening now, and we're not getting anywhere.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more now about the Oslo Accords, because that is what most people look at as Rabin's legacy. Of course, he did many, many more things beyond that. But opposition leader and former Prime Minister Netanyahu specifically defended his then in the 90s oppositional statements against the Oslo Accords, and he maintains that while he reveres Rabin for his service and his accomplishments, he disagrees with him, and he still disagrees with him on the efficacy and the necessity of the Oslo Accords. He says that they were a failure, essentially, and that we see the evidence of that in the 30 years since then, in the intifadas, in the Hamas takeover of Gaza, in the corruption in the Palestinian Authority. How do you respond?
I think that time shows that it's not working for us, time. I mean, we could have peace many years ago. And there were those who didn't let us go to the places that I think we should go, which is a kind of agreement with the Palestinians. We are now speaking about peace like a kind of idea that we will never reach.
Unfortunately, it kind of feels like it really is ethereal at times, because, and I'm coming back now to Netanyahu's statements, there, it doesn't seem like we have the necessary infrastructure for a lasting peace on either side.
I don't think so. I think, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the Palestinians, but I've been, as you know, involved for many, many years with the Palestinians. And I will say it, and sometimes when I say it, people look at me, the Palestinians, they need peace more than we, Israelis. And it's a common idea for most of the Palestinians to find peace with the Israelis. They are even envy the state of Israel and the achievements we got here. So if you will really ask the Palestinians, the majority of them, they want peace. The majority of the Israelis want peace. So the question is, how come that the leaders of both sides failed in bringing peace? This is the question every Israeli, every Palestinian has to ask himself. And this is what I do with my students.
Well,
I tell them, look backward. It's so many years that we are looking for peace. The Palestinians too, they're looking for peace. And the leaders
well, I think
are
I think
those
your question are, yeah, exactly. I think your questioning of the leadership is a powerful question that absolutely needs to be asked repeatedly.
This is the question.
That is the question. Until we have an answer, though, Professor Amirav, thank you so much again for coming in today.
Thank you.